Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. Hope your weekend was great. Hope your current upcoming week is also incredible as well. Yeah, there's a lot to cover. For some reason, I think it's just going to be one of those days. The cryptocurrency news is all over the place. It has no real direction. It's more like chaos, if you will. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Bitcoin is shaky at $30,000. Pepe coin drops by 7% daily. Altcoins have turned red. Avalanche, Litecoin, Lido, LDO, sure why not. Solana and Tron, others have dropped by around 6%, and Pepe coin has declined by 7% on the day. You all know where this is going. If you've seen any video that has to do with price of mine over the last year and 8 months, when something else goes down, what does the cryptocurrency market do? It also goes down, but what keeps on going down or is not doing exceptionally well, or macroeconomic, all the other mumbo jumbo? Yeah, that's right. It's stocks. For those of you who missed it at some point, inflation is still here. It's going to be with us for a while. Many countries announce that they usually want their inflation rate to be between 1 to 2 to 3%. When it's actually much higher than that every single year. However, the key inflation numbers that countries say that they aim for tends to be 2%. And as we are not yet there anywhere around the world, we have gotten indications by the people who print money within the United States that they are going to have more interest rate hikes over the course of this year. We have been told 2 more are going to happen in an effort to curb, slow down, and or stop inflation in the current levels that we see it. And this week just happens to be another week where we are going to get Consumer Price Index, CPI data, for inflation to see if things have actually cooled once again. The head of the Fed announced before that they would be freezing interest rates to see how things turned out if they froze them, and the market ended up doing better. Well, therefore, maybe we can freeze them again. But it is highly expected that we are going to see 2 more interest rate hikes, and when those do happen, we are going to see markets falling again, because this is just basically what's been happening over the last 11 or 12 times that we've had any indication of what would be happening to the stock market. I saw a lot of articles, and I'm sure many of you saw them as well. There was a relative level of optimism over the course of the last 3 months. As far as the crypto market no longer being correlated with the stock market, I'm not sure where that fantasy came from. But a large number of news outlets in the crypto space had begun to write, Bitcoin's going up today while the stock market's going down. The stock market's going up. Bitcoin's actually down today. Why this is a good thing. There is no decoupling. There is no decorrelation. We are all stuck in the exact same terrible, stinky, smelly, small boat as everyone else. I mean, it would actually be a large boat at that point if you talk about the actual macro and world things that are currently going on. So no, we are not immune to any talk of inflation, deflation, interest rates rising and or falling. Our market will move simultaneously the same as other markets. We may not move exactly in 9%. If the NASDAQ falls by 9, Bitcoin may not fall exactly by 9 as well, but we are still being moved by the larger market events that are taking place around the world, and there is no escaping that. Even before we got to 2020, the news was always there was some kind of, even if it was an inverse correlation, we were still moving when the stock market moved. It says investors will be looking ahead to the release of Consumer Price Index data, which is due on Wednesday. They will be searching for any indication about the health of the wider economy as the Fed sticks to its guidance that 2 more rate hikes will be needed this year to fight inflation. It says, too early to celebrate? why inflation data means a pivotal week for the U.S. stock market. For the U.S. stock market lies ahead. That's a weird sentence. Anyway, yeah, so that's what's currently happening with prices. You are going to see other things over the course of the day from other YouTubers that you may be watching and or news that you absorb, and they will have scary news for you that inflation's here and the interest rates are going to rise and the Bitcoin's going back down to $15,000. No one knows where this market is going. If anyone could know explicitly where the market was going, we would already have a trillionaire from this market. That just comes, that's just complete logic. But no one knows. We are at the behest constantly of any other economic news that's currently happening right now. This one says CPI, Consumer Price Index, the inflation data, meets a low Bitcoin supply. 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. It says Bitcoin is proving everything is bullish except for its price, with network fundamentals and accumulation data in up mode only. This is something we've gone over for a number of years as well. I'm sure many of you remember this. Bitcoin has the market is manipulated. All markets are manipulated. Let me stipulate that first. I felt someone's heart skip a beat. Every market on the planet is manipulated. You can look into every single one of them. Yes, even the housing market. There are companies who are buying up. They know exactly how much property they need to buy to be able to influence the prices of other things around them and the rent. And therefore, it helps them and their friends and the other people who have enough money. Every market is manipulated. However, the cryptocurrency market seems to be a very specific kind of market where the actual movements and flows of the price have nothing to do with what's actually going on. So you can hear that a company bought 27,000 homes, which is a current thing right now. If you look into it in the United States, there are a handful of companies who are buying like 15,000 apartments, homes, condominiums every single month. Their goal is by the year 2030 to own all the property that is actually available, because when you own everything, you set the prices for what rent is. Look into it. However, when you, have only heard for a year and a half, the amount of Bitcoin on crypto exchanges continues to decrease dramatically. The amount of mining activity continues to increase as well, regardless of, I think we're also going to be going into that as well when it comes to what people who are mining Bitcoin are currently doing and or going through. We have new wallets, I think hundreds, if not thousands of new wallets I'm pretty sure it's thousands of new wallets every single day who are activating Bitcoin wallets and or buying Bitcoin. All the great things are there. So when I say that the market is manipulated, it's if you have a large enough monetary supply and you can calculate it, it's very simple to figure out exactly how much Bitcoin you have to sell, say that you intend on selling, or that you move around in the market to be able to lower the price of the wider cryptocurrency market. This is news that we don't really get anymore. That was quite infamous in the 2017s, 18, 19s. Yeah, definitely around that time frame, where you have things on Twitter called like Whale Watch. That is WHALE, Whale Watch, where basically we would figure out quite easily that if someone had moved a large portion of Bitcoin, the price would actually fall. Why? For some reason, people believed that, let's say you had $1 billion in Bitcoin. Think you have $1 billion in Bitcoin. And at some point, you're like, I don't really trust it on this computer. This computer's a little old. Let me move it to another computer. And you simply moved it from one address to another. This movement, for some reason, in the cryptocurrency news would signify that a whale was moving their money and that the whale was possibly going to be selling off their coins. Why this kept on happening, I don't know. I think it just made for good headlines and or clickbait to terrify the living bejesus out of people when it came to things that were happening in the market. Whales also began to realize that if you put cryptocurrencies on to a cryptocurrency exchange, this would also affect the price. If you saw that Binance one day had an extra $15 billion worth of Bitcoin, there were a large number of people who began to believe, okay, why would they be putting it on the exchange except for selling it? And 9,000 out of 10 million times, the numbers are incorrect there, we kept on seeing that they were never actually selling, they were simply depositing it. Those coins would leave the crypto exchange and prices would move up. It's very weird manipulation. The other one, which I think is a bit more difficult to do now, was easier in 2017, 2018. was being able to throw your coins onto an exchange and put a sell order that could not be fulfilled. I'm not sure how this is done. I don't have several billion dollars to be able to do this. But you were able to simply put in a sell order for your Bitcoin, for your Ether, for any other coin. But the stipulations had to be exactly correct. So if you've ever traded or seen someone trading like on like an advanced page, it looks nonsensical. There's so many different things you have to tick and click and do all these other things to be able to have your trade actually go through if you're not trying to sell it at market rate. And they would do this, but people would simply see that there was a sell order for 125,000 Bitcoin, and people would panic, and they would say, well, this person is a whale, they're rich, and they know, and keep this part in mind. People will go, they're rich, therefore they know more than me. I don't know why society has this idea that if you have more money than someone else, that you are more intelligent. It's usually the exact opposite, especially if you look at how the world is run right now. Bringing it on back, yes, as far as fundamentals, everything is honky-dory. Everything looks absolutely incredible. Bitcoin's price continues to swing or trade sideways. I assume that is because of the CPI data, of inflation, of interest rates, but also because we are mathematically exactly at the right time where the price would be doing this. If you were here for the 2020 or 2017, 2016 halvings and things that were going on, the year or so before the halving tends to be lightly boring until we get closer to the actual halving, which I believe is now scheduled for April of 2024. Usually by the end of this year, things will pick up as people realize that we only have literally a couple of weeks left. But before that, Bitcoin's price tends to be quite boring. This is something I remember many years ago as well, and you become frustrated with the market because you see that everything is going well. And one of the main things I always say is like, we know that Bitcoin's slow, but it's still chugging along. There's no real indication of it stopping. It's going to continue doing. There's trillions of dollars constantly flowing through it. People are accumulating en masse. It's happening all over the place. But it's more of you look at the price and it's not reflected in that. And of course, it makes people, including myself, a bit annoyed because you just want to see progression in some sort of way. So at the moment, prices are lightly in red. A lot of the other websites would have you believe that we are in some like minus 15% territory. No, things are down between 1 to 3%, somewhere roughly around there. I assume our market is waiting for the U.S. stock market to begin to wake up to kind of get to where it needs to be. And then our market will move accordingly as well. That's all the price news that we currently have right now. Let's move into all the gross nonsense. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Voyager reopens withdrawals. Millions vanish overnight. There's been a large number of companies the last 2 years who have filed for bankruptcy, said they didn't have any money, shut down their crypto exchange or their platform, and said that people couldn't take their money off. This is why I kept on telling all of you for a number of years. I was like, stop trusting DeFi and stop trusting every single cryptocurrency exchange. I'm not understanding what the significance is where everyone simply flocks to anything that's new or lies to them and tells them that they can get you an automatic 45% per year. It doesn't make any sense. Banks and hedge funds and any other funds out there and ETFs would also be giving you 45% per year if it was that easy. So the point is, something called Voyager stopped people who were on their platform from being able to take their money out. One of the major headlines, and this is how you scare people, it says millions vanish overnight. Now, you would assume reading that, because most people don't read or go through articles anymore, you would assume that millions vanishing overnight is that this company said, hey, you guys can have your money back. But then they subsequently took away millions of dollars off of the platform so that people could not use them. Therefore, Voyager made millions of dollars for their customers vanish overnight. Right. What actually happened is Voyager reopened their platform, told their customers, hey, guys, sorry for what we allegedly did before. Here's your money back. And the millions that vanished were the customers who went to their platform who took off millions of dollars from the platform. See when you actually change the news to what it really is. Really big shout out, just a side note, really big shout out to a lot of the people I see on Twitter. I saw something a day ago or something like that where there's always these really weird like nominations for like who's the best cryptocurrency YouTuber kind of person. And every single year, I know that I'm not on the list, and I see other people in my Twitter or like adding me on Twitter, being like, "Hey, why isn't TMI on there?" It's because I'm not hypey enough. I don't know if you know that. I've taken a gander at some of the other cryptocurrency YouTubers out there, and I noticed a lot of screaming, a lot of table banging, a lot of like theatrics, a lot of like. Bitcoin's going to $9 million. If you don't have Bitcoin, you're a loser. Like these kind of things. And I understand that even here or on my other channel, Money Rules, I'm not the flashiest person when it comes to these things. I may get riled up at certain points if I get angry at something, but I'm not like destroying my room in an effort to let you understand exactly how much I believe in decentralization. So the shout out goes to the people who keep asking why I'm not nominated, that I should be put on a list. I was put on a list, I think in like 2017, 2018. I got one of like the, you should be watching this guy kind of thing. But I understand that I'm not. So like I give you the news in a very realistic way. I make sure that I didn't start this video by telling you, man, something awful happened. Millions vanish from this platform. No, I just simply, tell you what's going on, because if my anxiety is already high in life and in this market, I'm not trying to like destroy your anxiety as well. And I heard someone say it, and I mentioned this before on Twitter and on here. When you look at the titles of my videos, because someone was like, "What's going on with the titles of your videos?" The titles of my video, I make sure are something that I go over in the news. They're not random. I'm not simply giving you this like, oh my gosh. No, there's an article that has a huge amount of significance that I go over in the news, and I ended up putting that in the title because it's the thing that kind of shows what the video is about the most. So anyway, yeah, thank you very much to everyone who supports the channel. It's very much appreciated. But just understand, I will never be on any top 10 anything of crypto YouTubers, because I don't think I'm as dedicated to insanity as other people. Other people are there to like give you a show, to let you also tell you to invest in other coins that they know are going to zero, and I don't do that. There's a reason why I never promoted FTX or BitConnect and all these other things. I'm here to give you the news and let you know what's happening in the space, not to tell you how you can become. Anyway, that's the Voyager. If you have Voyager, I'm sure mathematically someone listening to this right now has them. Take your money off the platform and just don't make that mistake again. Stop trusting all these people who continue to make these platforms that tell you that you're going to get something that they know that you're not. And then as the pyramid scheme begins to collapse, you usually are at the bottom of the pyramid. So don't make that mistake again. That's the Voyager says you can take your money off news. And yeah, let's move on. Also I'm not exactly sure what. Okay. It says Shiba Inu's burn rate is up by 3,808%. Here are the prospects for the week. So for some reason, Shiba Inu is like heavily back in the news. It's all over the place. This was a very popular thing in 2020, 2021. I want to say half of 2022. Shiba Inu was one of those coins that was in the news all the time. It has completely outshined Dogecoin. Dogecoin is barely ever in the news anymore. Maybe once every 2 weeks there's actually a news story. Before, the other news that we were getting around Dogecoin always revolved around what do you call it? Elon Musk doing something with the coin. Shiba Inu, even weirder. In one of the old videos, I'm sure you can find the map. Google exists. There's a number of articles. You can find out like what the most popular coins are around the world. And there was a map for Europe, and it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Shiba Inu are the top 4 most popular coins in Europe. And I think for the States, I think it was Ethereum, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, XRP, and I think Cardano was was the other most popular coin. Shiba Inu has somehow propelled itself to the top of all these lists and is incredibly popular. The burn rate is always constantly discussed. Basically, they're trying to burn as many coins as possible to have a lower supply so that when the bull run does happen, it is easier for the price to go up based on how many fewer coins that there are. Therefore, the burn rate has increased by 3,800%. There was also an article that says Google Bard shared their realistic insight on if Shiba Inu can hit 1 cent. You know how like the idea for Bitcoin is that like Bitcoin at some point will hit $1 million. Ethereum at some point will hit $10,000. XRP is going to $10. For Shiba Inu, it's 1 cent. You might laugh. It's because there are too many Shiba Inu coins. But as the burn continues to accelerate, more people are using the market. The more whatever activity that's also going on, there's also other things launching, and they have multiple other coins and bones and leashes on their ecosystem. It would all equate to more network activity on top of the Shiba Inu blockchain, and therefore more coins being burned, therefore getting to 1 cent. This is why we had conversations, was it last year or the year before? One of the more popular news stories was that people were trying to mathematically accumulate so much Shiba Inu that if it did hit 1 cent, they would become 10 millionaires or 100 millionaires because of the price, you know, kind of what I'm saying. This was also heavily in the news today. Shiba Inu was all over the place. Some of the more popular ones had to do with whales buying and the price going to 1 cent. And it seems believable for those of you who were wondering what Google Bard has to say about Shiba Inu going to 1 cent. The AI literally said, yes, no, maybe, yes. So it said there's a definite chance that it could go there, but there's also a chance that it might not go there. It seems that if enough coins were burned, that there's a possibility that it could go to 1 cent, but we have to see what the rest of the market does. As that's kind of what I assumed an AI would be saying anyway. I don't think these AI yet have trillions of terabytes worth of information on the cryptocurrency market and these coins. Many of these coins have been around for 3.5, 4 years. So, you know, we don't have years of data to go on them. Anyway, that's the Shiba Inu news. Very, very popular as well. I want to put this in stupid news, but I don't really know exactly where it goes. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says fake accounts on Threads. This was warned by crypto Twitter. So for those of you who haven't been paying attention, Twitter ain't doing so hot. Not a lot of people like Twitter. Twitter's a bit of a weird pseudo garbagey platform over the last couple of years. Like not a lot of people are using it anymore. So as such, a lot of other companies have announced that they're going to be making their own Twitter, because why not? Sure, capitalism. And one of the more popular ones that we heard about was Blue Sky from Jack Dorsey, who used to be the CEO of Twitter, making his own platform. And I think Blue Sky is meant to be like a decentralized Twitter. But I think it's only like guest list or something like that. You have to know someone who knows someone to be able to get on there right now. The other one that just recently launched was from Facebook, which, I mean, huge red flag. You know what Facebook is. You know what Facebook does. You know what Facebook has done. They take everything, all of your data, all of your information, and they sell it to other companies. Why there was such a mad rush for people to use this platform, I can't honestly imagine. And the worst part is, at some point, Twitter is going to become so non-existent that I'm going to also have to make a platform on the Facebook Twitter as well. So much fun. It's called Threads. Like, you know, like the things in your clothing, like there's a thread from your clothing. It's called Threads. And I haven't looked at it, but apparently it looks relatively the same. The news basically is that a lot of people on Twitter have been warning other people to watch out on Threads for bots. There was no way for me to roll my eyes more than I could have. Like, I literally saw the back of my brain. There are bots everywhere. Do you know what year this is? You know, every platform. Have you looked into my comment section and you see like hundreds of comments every single day? First of all, you should be avoiding those because they're bots and they're trying to steal your money. You'll see them saying like, hey, Has anyone else heard about XY4321Z 1111111111? This coin's the best. These are bots. Stay away from them. The silver lining of these bots that I cannot get rid of, as I've been trying to for the last 7 years. The silver lining is that they only reappear when the market is moving back up. So it's a nice indication that we're in a bull run, but you have to know how to, dodge the robots. The other part is, once again, so people on crypto Twitter have been telling everyone else that Threads is fraudulent or should be watching out because, there are bots on there. But Twitter is also mostly just bots. Everything on the internet is a robot at this point, except for, the few of us who still actually remain. So the other point to be made is that a lot of larger accounts that have like checks and stuff on Twitter have been telling other people, hey, we don't have an account on Threads yet, so anything you might see is not us. The same thing goes for me. I assume someone out there has nothing else better to do with their time than to try and mimic me or copy me. It's not flattering. It's just annoying at this point. So when you see a fake Twitter account for me, a fake, a fake Threads for me as well, understand that it's not me, and you can tell that it's not me because these people are heavily in it for the money, in that they're making accounts to mimic my channel to get money from you. So they will ask you for money. They will ask you if you want information. They will ask you if you want to know where the market's going to go. And they say, just pay me this small amount. And luckily, enough people who've been watching my channel understand that I have not and I will never tell you what to do with your money, and I will never explicitly ask you for money for information. It's wrong. No one should be doing that. But alas, here we are. So Threads has launched. Apparently, there are fake accounts on it or robots and all this other stuff. So, just do your futuristic due diligence. You know what a robot is. Like, stop talking to them. Like the thing responding back to you is metal and glass and like other components. Anyway, that's the Threads news. Wow, fantastic. Also I wish people would stop this, but I think it's too engaging. Yeah, engaging is the word that I'm going to use. It says Bitcoin halving 2024. Are people who mine Bitcoin on the brink of extinction? The answer is no. This happens every 4 years, and it's just another... you know how like we kept on getting news articles? I think it was the Wall Street Journal, not Bloomberg. I think it was Wall Street Journal and some other company who continuously like releases negative articles about the cryptocurrency space and like causes, this is my opinion, causes prices to go down or like to terrify you about like Tether and all these other coins. This is a kind of thing that is similar as well, but it happens in 4-year cycles. The idea is that, for those of you who don't know, it's called the Bitcoin halving because the amount of Bitcoin that is produced by the computer gets cut in half. So we're currently, I think, at 6.25 Bitcoin created every block, and we're going down to 3.17 something or other. Is basically 3.1 Bitcoin will be created, as opposed to the 6 that we currently have right now. And one of the larger news stories every 4 years is that, will people who are mining Bitcoin, will they stop mining? You say, why would they stop mining? Because the news has no idea what it's talking about, and the people who write these articles are trying to scare everyone else. The idea being, well, if I'm making 6 Bitcoin, why would I want to continue my operations if I'm only going to be making half of that? What always happens is, this is, supply and demand and math, is that as the halving happens and people realize that there's less Bitcoin to be created and had than before, the price goes up. This is why after the halving, we always see prices go up, because for some reason it takes the halving to happen for people to realize how scarce Bitcoin is. People who are mining Bitcoin are not going to stop mining Bitcoin because they know that the Bitcoin that they're mining will be 2, 3, 4 times as expensive as it was before the halving. So, no. People who mine Bitcoin are not on the brink of extinction. They're not going to stop mining. They're not going to be like, well, I'm moving to another coin. No, they understand that Bitcoin is the largest coin. They've set up these operations with the expectation of knowing that halvings are going to happen. Did everyone get that? When you throw $45 million into a Bitcoin mining operation, You don't have 3 years in mind and that's it. You don't simply go, well, we'll keep mining until this happens. And you go, wait, there's a halving coming? I couldn't have foreseen that. I got into the Bitcoin mining business. What's a halving? These people understand that they're in this market for the next 30 to 40 years with their mining operations, and they already know that the halvings are coming up. You understand? Like, they know it's like knowing that it's going to be cold in winter. You don't walk outside on December 21st and you go, oh my gosh, what's happening to my skin? It hurts. No, you know that it's cold. The same exact way that people mining Bitcoin know that in 2024, 2028, 2032, there are Bitcoin halvings. I tried finding articles. There are far too many floating around the internet. Here's one from 2020. It says how the 2020 Bitcoin halving will affect people who are mining Bitcoin. Of course, it has the same exact idea. Will there be panic? Here's an article, or rather a PDF something from Princeton from 2016 on the instability of Bitcoin without the block reward. The idea being that if people weren't mining Bitcoin, it would be incredibly unstable. So we better hope that during the 2016 halving that people continue mining their Bitcoin. This one is from a website called Bitcoin Pulse. I think it's an old website. Like, the formatting looks like 1992. It says Bitcoin economics, the impact of the 2016 halving in mining revenue and in price. There's no impact on mining revenue, at least for like a month afterwards. Like, the price always goes down because people try to sell the news and try and act smart. Bitcoin's price ends up going up, and then more people end up turning on machines to mine more Bitcoin because it becomes double, triple, or quadruple as expensive as it previously was before. So yeah, you're going to hear, I'm telling you, I keep trying to not warn everyone, but the news is this, it's such a weird cycle. The reason why I constantly remain bullish on this space is because it's the same thing every 4 years. We are exactly at the point where we were before a couple of years ago when the cryptocurrency market was down. Everyone's like, well, what's going to happen to the cryptocurrency prices? Are they going to go back up? And it's like, yeah, they're going to go back up. They always go back up. Bitcoin's price always does the exact same thing. We always into the euphoric phase of the market. People think the market will never fall back to where it previously was before. It's always at the end of the year after the halving. So it'd be the end of 2025. It's the same cycle. So my bullishness comes from in seeing the same exact patterns that I've seen for 8-9 years now at this point. So yeah, that's the Bitcoin mining news. We're going to be hearing a lot more about it as we get closer to the halving. So, look forward to that one. All right, let's move on. Also, and I'm not sure. No. Never mind. I was going to say I'm not sure what's going on, but I know exactly what's going on. It says Wall Street Memes, which I assume is this coin with a bull, hits $13 million in pre-sale. Will it surpass Pepe? I was going to say once again, I don't know what's going on, but I get it. It's the market cycle. Whenever people get into these meme coins, these, dare I say, poop coins, it is a general indication that the wider cryptocurrency market has extra activity inside of it. The general flow of a market cycle for crypto tends to be hyperactivity, tons of activity. Everyone's going insane. Prices begin to fall. Everyone gets sad. We have a good 1.5 or 2 years of like a depression phase. It's usually 1.5 years, but we had, lucky us, we had 2 years of a depression phase within the cryptocurrency space where everyone just believed prices would never move back up again. I believe that we are currently in the like disbelief phase where prices are going to go back up. But the disbelief phase, that is to say, like, we see prices going up, but people go, I don't really trust it. I think the prices might continue to drop. When we're in the disbelief phase, there's always a huge crowd of people who are in crypto who are looking for coins that they think are going to have a higher return than Bitcoin or Ether. Why? Because historically, Bitcoin tends to, once again, do a 2, 3, 4x, sometimes a lot more, than where it previously was before in price. However, you've seen there are certain altcoins that do 13,000%, 180,000% over the course of a 2-year period. And this is just where we currently are. I saw online that there's now a Pepe 2.0 and a Pepe 3.0. I hope that you are 4.0 watching your money and not throwing it into every single new coin that pops up. These coins will not survive. I will tell you this as a friend. During every hype mega bull run parabolic sequence, all coins do well. The issue is you have to figure out when that coin will stop doing well. So when we see the mega bull run, if this is your first time experiencing it, you will see all coins do well because the only way seemingly up is up. There's no other direction for the market. However, a lot of these coins will only have a shelf life of around 6 months or 9 months. And you, as the holder of that coin, have to know when to sell your Pepe, when to sell your bull wearing glasses coin. Just take that as reality. It's not a warning. It's simply I've been here so many times before. I focus on the larger cap coins because they are, air quote, safer in this way. You are going to hear news that someone made $800 million bajillion dollars from Pepe 9.0 Shiba Inu Mega Dogecoin. That's all one coin name at once. What you won't hear is that this one person out of 1.6 million people who got into the coin was almost, I can't say that on this channel. They were cojones to the wall and they put $15,000 that they got in an inheritance they shouldn't have put into this market. That coin ended up going to $3.6 million and they panicked and completely cashed out. You'll hear about one person who did well, and that's supposed to make you FOMO into these other coins as well. So there was a lot, too much Pepe coin news. Just understand what this is. It is part of the hype cycle. People will be able to make money from it, but understand that what goes up in crypto ultimately slams down to the center of the earth at some point as well. So, moving along. Also, people got upset about this news, and I get you getting upset, but it's like, just let it go at this point. It says the SEC has stated that Coinbase has misinterpreted the Howey test, misusing a major questions doctrine. The SEC is now alleging that Coinbase basically knew exactly what they were doing. This is against every crypto exchange. It's not just Coinbase, but in the lawsuit, SEC got every single crypto exchange in trouble. Coinbase had a rebuttal and actually sued the SEC, and this is what's going on. So in this case, the SEC is stating that Coinbase basically violated securities laws on purpose, knowing that they were circumventing the law. And when I say that people got upset, it's because you get annoyed when you see what's happening with the SEC and you go, this is nonsense. This can't be. But it's like, you know that they're corrupt. Coinbase is second in line when it comes to my least favorite crypto exchanges. I think they're very boring. They're very bland. I hate their fees. I think there's so many other better places people can go. Gemini is in first place for those of you who are wondering. Gemini is just very, very boring. I don't care if they work. I don't care if the user interface is amazing. It's just a boring company. So regardless of my dislike for Coinbase, I find it very hard to believe that a company, Coinbase, that's been asking for regulation since 2015 would have knowingly done everything wrong that they could have to make sure that they got in trouble with the SEC. Nobody wants billions of dollars worth of fines. It simply literally does not add up. But this was quite popular. I don't know if there's another tab for it right here. No. So yeah, this was major news. This was kind of all over the place because the SEC is doing far too much at this point. They're desperate. They're trying to figure out a way to maintain control or to get control of a market that does not need them, at least not explicitly in every single way. So yeah, is anyone surprised that the SEC is lying and that they think that Coinbase just simply did not know what a Howey test was? You know, when you have a company that's worth several $1 million, you have multiple lawyers. When you have a company, I assume Coinbase is worth several $billion at this point. You think Coinbase didn't have at least 5 lawyers who were looking through securities laws every single time they listed a coin? That's the SEC continues to be just one of the most terrible things on the planet. It's really sad and it's abundantly clear that they're being paid off at this point. It's just more a matter of who. That's what we will never know. That's what we can't figure out because, you know, corruption runs pretty deep there. Alrighty. Let's move on. Also in water is wet news, data shows big investors purchasing billions of XRP since February. Yeah, but between the lawsuit is almost over news and being squeezed into the companies who are using XRP and also the mega crazy, awesome, amazing bull run that we are currently entering. We've had news for a while that whales have been buying every single coin, also XRP as well. Why? So for those of you who missed it, and I'll say this as quickly as possible, in what may seem unbelievable to the untrained investor, regardless of what happens with the SEC, XRP will be fine. And I know someone is like, but how, TMI? That does not make any sense. If Ripple wins the lawsuit against the SEC, there is then no registration requirement for Ripple or for XRP. I don't know how you can even register XRP, but whatever, with the SEC. And therefore, the coin's price skyrockets. If XRP is deemed a security or the judge, Torres or whatever her name is, sees that the SEC was correct in the lawsuit, and Ripple, the company, then has to register with the SEC, well, then cool. What was going to happen anyway happened beforehand. Basically, the SEC wants Kraken, they want Gemini, they want Binance, they want Coinbase, they want they want Solana, they want Cardano. They want all of these companies to register with them and basically say that anything that you as a company do with this chain, you have to tell us. So basically, Ripple would have to do before what every other company is already going to have to do. And what happens when XRP would be declared a security, it can then be listed on stock exchanges. Other stock exchanges allow you to list securities. We would then be legally able to have funds and probably even ETFs that are holding XRP. Why? Because you have to go through the SEC to list an ETF with something that is already registered with the SEC. And if XRP and Ripple are registered with the SEC, there would be no problem pushing these funds through. So regardless of what happens, the larger players in the space understand that XRP will do just fine, whatever the outcome actually is. Of course, we would love a scenario where Ripple completely just wins the lawsuit. There was someone online, one of the XRP proxy lawyers on Twitter, was telling people not to send. I laugh because it's like, of course, people were doing this. Apparently, people have been sending the judge letters, basically asking her like, hey, what's up? What's going on with the lawsuit? Can you please rule in XRP's favor? Hey, can you please give a, one, it's inappropriate. Two, I don't think this woman needs several thousand people sending her letters asking her to please hurry up. And once again, I chuckled because it seems like something that people in the cryptocurrency space would do. I don't think they mean it in like a mean way or like a mean-spirited way, but it's more of a like, of course, people in crypto would like, I'm going to write her a letter. And like they literally send this woman a letter being like, hey, hope you're having a good day. What's going on with the lawsuit? Can you please hurry up? Because I'm tired of waiting. I mean, we're all tired of waiting at this point. XRP was very heavily in the news today. A lot of it had to do with whale buying, whale transactions, and other things of the sort. So, just the way that things go. But understand, never forget, whales are accumulating all the time. All the time. They're not stopping, regardless of where the prices are. So hope you always also remain alert as well. Yeah. Wait, hold on. What's this? What's that? Okay, cool. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Jimmy Jim, American Crypto Academy, almost said Modi McMoatmace. Doesn't make any sense. Bodie McBoatface, Sam Ratter, Dotha Diddy, Manny Cryptos, Crypto Gambino, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Jamie Saad, and let's move on. Empire Queen, Roman Geba, Bitcoin Ben, Arachno Dave, The Dealer's Den, Captain Sun. Oh, my back. Oh, I'm stretching. Oh, that hurts so much. The Dealer's Den, Captain Something in the Z-Way Lay, Mo Barazi. I'm sitting up straight now. Look at me. VB Nerd 21, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Paternoster, Navarro Williams, Utopia 569, Moonman High XRP, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Adam Graysick, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Setsuna, Paxis, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Yes to Crypto, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigara Macho Nisa, and on Crypto with Lionel. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. I saw a couple a day or two ago. Hello to all of you out there. Thank you to everyone who has left a like, who has left a comment, or who has subscribed. I thank every one of you for the years of support on this channel. It is absolutely insane. Bitcoin is currently down by 0.3%. Ethereum is down by 0.28%. Binance Coin is up by 2.45%. See, I told you, like, it sounds bad when you read the articles, but it's not. It's just another normal relative sideways day. A lot of people were a bit annoyed over the last couple of days because Bitcoin was at 31,000, I believe it was. And, you know, market cycles, all that. People, one of the ways that it was explained to me years ago, and like I was like, of course that makes sense. I think that we, me, you, I, us, think of money in a very different way than like wealthy people like tend to think about money. So when we see Bitcoin's price go up from 30,000 to 31,500 back to 30,000, the idea is that if you have an entire Bitcoin, you've essentially lost 1,500 something or other dollars. But if you are a trader and you have $75 million that you're moving into the market every single day back and forth, a trade, you buying Bitcoin at 30,000, selling at 31,500, you've made several $100,000 from that one trade. So these people tend to do these trades every single day simply out of a habit of knowing that they can make six figures in a day. And anything else, they know that the market will recover and or move on its own. So that's kind of the, you know, way of thinking about it, is that the larger market players are using these small movements to basically extract several 100,000 out of the market and then wait for the price to fall back down and they buy up once again. That's how money's made. XRP is up by 0.23%. Anything crazy? Trana is down by 4. Solana's down by 4.8. But you know how I feel about those coins. Avalanche is actually avalanching. It is down by 5.9 percentile points. Filecoin is down by 3. Lido is down by 3. Anything else crazy? The Graph is down by 3. Nothing crazy. Nothing's down by 16%. Everything is down by 1, 2, or 3%. As we were talking about before. I do hope that you all have, that you have all enjoyed. I hope that you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, or great evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be on this very weird planet. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.